Hello everyone, I'm Velankani Joyce Divya, and I'm here to present a mobile app on stock prices and performance called Stockly. I'm here along with my colleague Harika Gavani. We'll see the introduction. So Stockly is a mobile app which we use for individuals to track, organize, and monitor their favorite stocks efficiently. And this our app provides easy interface and real-time updates and personalized My Stocks list. We aim at simplifying the stock tracking experience for new and experienced users alike.
So the targeting audience who will be involving in these are the retail investors and those they're the young investors and the experienced ones. The young investors can be interested in the user-friendly platforms and then they can learn from the news feeds like that. And the traders and the financial professionals will be who are experienced in traders, analysts, and advisors. They can help. They can seek the advanced analytics and they can use it for their daily life. And the retail investors, they begin and self-manage. The beginners and the self-managing investors look for the ready-to-use tools and the educational resources. Students and global investors also can be included in this because we have the stocks from overall international.
Now we'll look into the problem statement. So our problem statement here is to manage and track personal stock investments, which is complex for users who lack access to intuitive tools. And we are managing multiple stock investments without. So the problem is that we don't have a easy to use platform to manage multiple stocks. So we are overcoming that. And so the need for a platform where users can analyze and view stocks seamlessly is required. Next is technical stack. So we see that for front end, we have used Flutter, which is basically for UI design and navigation, and it also provides state management. For backend, we have Firebase Firestore, which is a real-time database for user data and stock management. Then for APIs, we have used Stock Market API from FinHub, and tools for testing and platforms for version control. It is GitHub, and tools for testing is Android Studio and Xcode. So for user login, we have used Firebase authentication.
So the app overview as such. So initially we have the login screen where we can, after we are logged in with our credentials, we can move on to the stock screen. And in the my stock screen, we can choose the stock screen where we can look at the price screen and then the settings screen. Then when you choose the stock screen, you can go to the my stock screen and you can add the stocks in that my stock screen. Later on from the my stocks, you can go to the stock price and then you can look into the news feed which is in that page and also you can go to the settings screen to update. And the testing is like we have done the unit testing, the basic search and the stock edition. We are fetching data from the Firebase and we have integrated testing as well. We have tested the UI components with the Firebase integration where we have stored the data in the in the Firebase, and the manual testing is done with the real world iOS and Android devices simulators. And the detailed explanation, initially we have a user model which has ID, name, and stocks. So these are the initial model that we have been using. The purpose of this is to class. This class defines the structure, and then the constructor, our user, is going. I mean, it constructs, ensures all required fields are initialized, and the key design features are the class enables structured data handling for the authentication and preferences, and the stock attribute is critical for managing user selected stocks.
Next, we'll look into the authentication screen. So this authentication screen is responsible for toggling between sign in and register screens. So the key feature is stateful widget. So it tracks whether to show sign in or register using the show sign in boolean. And the functionality is toggle view and build. So as said earlier, it toggles between both the screens and build to display the appropriate screen based on the value. And the key design highlights is modularity between the screens, which are encapsulated in separate widgets for clean structure code. The next, we see about the register screen. So the register key components are loading indicator, which displays a loading animation. And then we have email field to input email, password field, and error handling. So it basically displays error messages on failed registration attempts. And we have sign in redirect, which is a button to navigate to sign in screen.
So
And we have sign-in screen next. So sign-in screen sign-in widget is a stateful widget that manages user interactions and UI updates. So here a loading state is used to display a loading spinner. If loading is true, loading widget is shown. And the next one is final auth service. So basically what happens in this is that this connects to custom authentication service class. So the sign-in with email and password method is used to sign in user using entered email and password. The next one is validator. So it validates, it checks basically whether the input is valid or not before submission. And the next one is form layout. So a form widget with global key is used to manage validation in submission. Error handling to display the error message if error is not empty. And then registration redirect, it redirects the user to registration screen by calling toggle view. It is basically a callback function. And the next one is main dot dart. So the main file, basically first we start by initializing the Firebase, which is platform specific configuration from Firebase options dot dot. And we ensure Firebase services like authentication in database are ready to use. The next one is widgets binding. So it ensures Flutter engine services are initialized before the Firebase setup. And then main application extends stateless widget, which serves as the root of the application. And then we define routes, especially for newsfeed and all these things, which is mapped under newsfeed screen widget. And we pass an empty stock symbol list for initialization. The key features include Firebase Power User Authentication and Database Handling, stream-based architecture for dynamic updates of the app, well-structured navigation, which is using the wrapper and predefined rules. We'll see about wrapper in the later sections. And this is a future-proof and scalable foundation for adding new screens and features.
So the home screen is used to display the user personalized screen based on the persons that they have. They will be displaying the stock. So it displays a personalized welcome message and using the user's stored name from the database. And there's an interactive navigation, top stocks, navigate to explore the top performing stocks, and my stocks to view and manage personal stock investments, and settings to update the preferences using a model button sheet. So this is how the structure looks like. And in the settings form, we just have a update button where the dependencies, which dependencies include the cloud Firestore using for accessing the Firestore database and the provider to manage the user's authentication context. And in the state management, the settings form widget is using a stream builder to listen for the changes in the Firestore document. And this retrieves the current username from the Firestore and displays it in the form on the top. And the form functionality uses a text form field with the initial values set to the current name fetched from the Firestore. And when we update it and click on the update, then we can view the new updated name. And with the Firestore interaction, there's upon the submission, the updated name is written back to the Firestore.
So next we see the choose stock screen. So this is a Flutter app screen which is designed to allow users to search for, select, and save stocks of their interest. So the key features are that we have a search bar where we can search for stocks, and we have dynamic stock list where a list of stocks is filtered in real time based on search query, and then users can tap on a stock to select or deselect, and then selected stocks are saved in Firestore under current users document, My Stocks field. Next, we'll look into My Stock screen. So in this My Stock screen, again, we have a search functionality to filter the displayed stocks based on a company's name. And then we have interactive list of stocks and floating action buttons to add new stocks to the profile, to view latest news related to their chosen stock. And then talking about the code design, the app uses provider package to access user details such as UID from the database operations. And separation of concerns, database queries are handled by a database service class, ensuring a clean and maintainable code. And the build stock tile method encapsulates the logic for creating consistent card design for each stock. The next screen is news feed screen. So we can see the snippet of the of each and every screen in the right side. So we have fetching news. So here what happens is we have used the API key and it fetches general news articles from FinHub API. And state management. The app has loading state, is loading, that is initially set to true. So when news articles are fetched, the state changes and UI is updated. So refresh functionality is also there in this news feed screen, and we have error handling. The app shows an error if the news fails to load or if there is no available news. And opening news links, so if we tap on a particular news article, it will launch the URL using launch URL from URL launcher package.
So this is a stock price screen, so where we can go through the code which has a UI pass and init state. So this initializes the WebSocket connection and subscribes to the socket symbol. And later it sets delayed function to stop showing the loading spinner after 1 second. And the stream builder is another function that we have used. It listens to the WebSocket stream, and depending on the data received, if ping is received, it shows the loading spinner. If the stock data is received, it displays the stock. So coming on to the widgets, it has two functions. One is build loading state, and sock, build stock data display. So in the first function, we displays UI with a spinner and supports the stock symbol and company name, and also the stock display data display has the stock symbol along with the company name and the current stock price. And later we have the dispose. When the WebSocket connection is closed, we need to ensure that the widget is disposed to the prevent memory leaks. So this is the top stocks page. So in the top stocks page, we can see the list of stocks that are on the trending right now. We have a search bar in it. So a text field is used for searching the stocks. And when the user types in the search screen, in this search bar, it displays the stocks related to the search. And then we have the stock list, the list of stocks, which is globally. It is generated by a calling function called stock.getAll, and the list is dynamically filtered based on the search str, which is updated whenever user types in the search field. And then we have another functionality from the stock list where each stock is displayed as a list tile inside a card. The tile displays the stock symbol and the name. In the navigation, the tile is tabbed. It navigates to the new screen, and which is a stock price to that screen, and that allows the user to detail information about the selected stock. And we do have a wrapper class which extends the state widgets, and we give key, which is a super key, and then we override the function where the user provides the context. If the user is null, then we have to return back to the authentication, else we will return to the home. So the key components in these include managing the state of the user. So and then our user, a model that holds the user's authentication data and representing the current user, and it has two screens which is wrapped in it, which is authentication and home. If the user is null, it goes back to the authentication, and if the user is logged in, it shows the home screen of the login. And the logic flow is like that we have discussed.
So we'll look into the services. So in services, we have authentication and database service. So the code breakdown for authentication is like this, so that the first thing is we convert Firebase user data into custom user model. And next is listens for authentication changes, sign in, sign out, and error handling. So we print errors during sign in, registration, or sign out operations. And talking about database service, we interact with Firebase Firestore to manage user data, specifically used for updating and storing user-specific stock data in Firestore database. And we associate each user with unique UID for personalized storage. And the code breakdown is that we update user data, which sets or updates the user data in Firestore using set method. And if the document already exists, it will overwrite it with the new data. We'll see the future works. So the advanced features include AI-driven stock recommendation and predictive analysis. And it can also be tuned for real-time notifications such as stock updates and and market events, and enhance security with multi-factor authentication, localization so that it could support multiple platforms, multiple languages, and monetizations with premium subscriptions and ad-based revenue. And also we can use machine learning, sentimental analysis, and stock trend predictions, and it can also be done in offline mode. So these upgrades will enhance usability, security, and market competitiveness in future. So now we'll look into the implementation before we go into the conclusion.
So this is the code structure that we have created. We have modules, screens, authenticate, homes, and then the home screens. And in the services, we have the odd data that we have discussed, and there's a Wrapper class in the screens as well. So we look into, so I have clicked on the run, and this is how it looks like.
So this is the starting screen which gets displayed. This is basically for sign in. First we'll go, we don't have an account, so we'll register. We'll enter an email address. Next we'll go with password. So for password, it has to be a minimum of 6 characters. And then we register. So it says welcome back, new user, and dashboard screen is opened.
So when the dashboard screen is open, you can see the list of the the available. So this is the my stock screen. So initially it says that the stock is empty and it's asked to add the stocks. And so if you can look here, there are various stocks that are available. We can look into those stocks initially, and then we can just select the stocks that we would just like to randomly, and then just select the stock. And then if you can see, here are the displayed stocks, and from here you can even go to the stocks of the data, the stocks data that's related. It's taking a bit of time because of the API, so it will take to load.
Here we also have view news. So when we click on view news, we can see the financial news which is getting displayed. So we can click on one news so that the URL opens. So we can see the news for this particular news feed opens.
So coming back here, as you can see, the mic stocks that I have added that are also being displayed over here. And in the top stocks, you can just look over the stocks that are trending right now, and at the which are having the stocks. Like we have said, when you click on each, it will go back to the detailed explanation of the stocks, and you can search. Just you can use the search bar. So I'm trying to search for the HA. So wherever the word like HA is available, it looks for the HA and it will just give you the stocks. And you can just go see there's a FB. So I'm trying to search for FB. So you can see that FB is being searched related to such things.
Next, we also have settings option here. So when we click on settings, we can update username. So it says welcome back investor. So instead of that, we are changing that and we are updating. We can see it says welcome back stock use. So this is about the settings, and we also have sign out feature. So we click on sign out. So yeah, we come back to the home, welcome back, and then again we have to sign in. So this is the overview implementation of Stockly, and we'll see the conclusion.
So coming back to the conclusion, this docu provides the personalized user-friendly platform for managing stocks. It emphasizes simplicity. As you can see that it is very user-friendly. It is very I mean the basic oriented, and the real-time updates are also being displayed. For the future enhancements, aims to create more engaging experiences for the users so that they can have AI related suggestions, and the app bridges the gap between the casual investors and the market insights. Yeah, thank you.